Texas is now the 8th state to allow licensed law-abiding students and faculty over the age of 21 to carry a firearm on campus. But researchers from Johns Hopkins claim these laws are, quote, a recipe for tragedy, arguing in a new report that campus carry will do nothing to prevent mass shootings or reduce crime. But I talked with 3 women who've been on the front line of the campus carry movement in Texas, and they tell me their call to action was never about reducing crime. It's always been about the right to be able to carry a firearm for self-defense on campus, just like they do off campus, and that by sharing the facts with other students, their support is growing in numbers. Take a look.
When I heard about this whole issue of restricting my rights to protect myself, I was really upset because how does disarming me, making myself less protected on campus, help you in any way?
What about the phones that you can call for campus security? By the time you get to those, make a call, the security guard comes to you, tries to find you, something could have already happened.
Our generation grew up with Columbine. Our generation grew up with Sandy Hook and all these gun-free zone areas. So yeah, absolutely, we have a false sense of security when in fact it can happen anywhere.
You look at what happened at UT last April. That young girl was murdered in the middle of campus.
Exactly.
She was on campus.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest issue is TCU doesn't allow firearms, but there's no arbitrary line that stops people from coming onto our campus.
Why is it that you're able to still carry on a Friday at the mall and then go on movie theater on a Saturday, go to church on Sunday and can still carry, but just like she said, that arbitrary line on Monday, you step on campus and you're not able to protect yourself.
I'm not hiding behind my gun. I'm empowered by my gun.
We've always focused on the fact that it's about personal protection and it's not about campus protection.
I want to be able to protect myself on and off campus when I'm there late at night or I'm walking early in the morning to my classes. And, even in the classrooms, I should have the right to be able to protect myself.
3 professors tried to shut down campus carry on campus at UT. Do you think they even considered the concerns you as students have at night, being alone?
I had a professor who emailed me telling me that they wish that they had segregated classrooms for students who had guns. That's how they're trying to ostracize these students.
God forbid you say, I support guns, because you might offend someone who doesn't support gun rights.
Oh, they said that they're scared that people are going to not give their full opinion because they're scared that someone's going to shoot them, which is one of the most ridiculous arguments I've ever heard in my entire life.
Even on Gun-Free UT, last fall, they pushed this basically racist manifesto. They didn't want campus carry to be anywhere where they would have classes that talked about racial diversity, and particularly Black studies. Like what I get all the time is that campus carry is not for Black people, or open carry is not for Black people, concealed carry is not for Black people. Well, history has shown that gun rights are definitely for Black people, or for minorities especially.
So why are you stopping me? Why are you trying to stop me and my family and my friends from being able to protect ourselves by saying that it's racist? That's racist in itself.
How much more stifling is it to tell you you can't practice your right?
When you're telling me I can't say something because I'm offending you, that is definitely stifling speech. Now we have this motion of microaggressions and the free speech zones and everything like that. Yeah, trigger warning. It's ridiculous.
I think that the beauty of university and of higher education is the ability to be pushed outside your comfort zone. So when you try and stifle these opinions that you don't agree with, well, how are you supposed to learn?
We're seeing today a lot of indoctrination of young students and young people. So without our conservative voice or the right of center voice, I think it would get progressively worse.
Exactly, and so I wrote an op-ed for the Texas Tribune, and it talked about the feminist movement as well as the pro-2A campus carry movement. The whole premise of it is protection of women's rights. Well, it's kind of ironic how all these feminists are coming out, with gun-free UT, and who are saying you shouldn't be able to carry. Well, as a woman, that's my right to protect myself. I can't even fathom not being for protecting yourself.
And that's the great thing about self-defense, is that we can choose to have that as an option. So I'm not gonna become a superhero because I have an LTC, a license to carry permit. It's that the fact that I'm able to protect myself against someone on campus if something happens.
And so to empower other women and to tell them, you can do this, you can make the choice to take your safety into your hands, not into the hands of your university or not into the hands of the police officers, but into your hands alone, that is the best feeling in the entire world.
And I think I have seen people who weren't pro-campus carry, but now are.
I think education and just putting the facts out there really have helped change minds. When it comes down to the reality, if someone busts into your classroom with a gun, who do you want there? Do you want, professors or peers who are trained, who can protect you? Or do you want students and professors who aren't armed? What do you want?
Yeah, I think we definitely are changing minds. And that's the important thing, is that we have to be out there. We have to be talking to them, because if not, they're just gonna get their information from the media, and the media has been very anti-concealed carry, very anti-campus carry.
It's the right to make our own choices, the right to have our own ability to protect ourselves, and that's what our country is founded on.
I think the more people see that, the more they want to engage with our movement, and something that it has to be fought for state by state, and there has to be other leaders who come up and be able to carry that flag in order to advance our movement.
So I'm originally from Caracas, Venezuela. Now it has one of the highest murder rates in the world, and they don't allow guns over there. So that is a big reason why I am such a strong advocate for gun rights and for the conservative movement, because I've seen what socialism does. So I don't want America, that has been such a beautiful safe haven to my family who have come here as refugees, to turn into something like that.
And I just don't want the country that I love, the country of opportunity, of innovation, of freedom, to turn into something that doesn't represent what America is about.